So, this is where I live, Southend-on-Sea, or as a black cab driver I once had referred to it, East London. I was born in London, but I came here on seaside trips when I was a tiny child. I did gigs here as a young man, and now it's home. I like it. There's a beach, good chips, lots of nature, amazing sunsets and fresh air. When we moved here, I found out something about my newly adopted hometown. Get this, at any moment it could be obliterated by an explosion because of something just out there. I'm going to tell you about the SS Richard Montgomery. Buckle up. She was constructed in Jacksonville, Florida in 1943. In 1944, she was loaded up with 6,127 tons of munitions, left Hog Island, Philadelphia, and sailed to England. Specifically to here, the Thames Estuary, where on the 20th of August 1944 she hit a sandbank and ran aground. Local dock workers rushed to offload as much of her dangerous cargo as they could, but then she flooded, her hull broke, and there she still sits 75 odd years later, still loaded to the gills with explosive ordnance. What was she carrying? So glad you asked. 286 high-explosive blockbuster bombs, 4,439 1,000-pound bombs, 1,925 500-pound bombs, 2,815 fragmentation bombs, along with various booster charges, smoke bombs and white phosphorus. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, that all sounds pretty terrifying, but surely, after being under the sea for so long, those explosives can't still be dangerous, right? Well, actually, according to government documents released in 2004, not so much. According to them, it could still be detonated by, and I'm quoting here, a collision, a deliberate attack, or the shifting of the tides, which is what tides do, all the time. Additionally, the same report said that the deterioration of the bombs could be so severe that they might explode spontaneously. Spontaneously! I mean, at least she didn't run aground in one of the UK's busiest shipping lanes, except of course she did. According to a 1975 BBC report, if it explodes, it'll throw a column of water and debris 1,000 feet wide, nearly 2 miles into the air. And it would create a 16-foot high tidal wave which would head down the Thames that way to London. If the cargo is still active, and if it all went up together, it would be one of the largest non-nuclear explosions in the history of the world. Now obviously the biggest risk is a collision, which is why there's an 800-metre exclusion zone around it, but there have been near misses, 22 documented, including that one time when a Danish fuel tanker had to take last-minute evasive action to avoid hitting it. A fuel tanker! Now obviously I'm focusing on worst case scenarios here, and the fact is that it hasn't gone all splody in the last 75 years, and if therapy has taught me anything, it's taught me that if something has been generally okay so far, it'll probably be okay tomorrow. Although I'm not sure if that applies to ships full of bombs in the same way that it applies to general anxiety disorder. There seems to be an ongoing debate on whether, as the years roll by, the situation with the Montgomery gets safer or less so. Some experts say that as time goes by, the munitions become less dangerous. Others say that it's precisely that deterioration over time that makes a kaboom slightly more likely. Here's the thing, it's hard to be scared by a threat that's just been sitting there doing nothing for 75 years, even if logic says that maybe we should be a little bit. Life is full of things that we're scared might happen, but probably won't happen today, so we have permission to not think about them. And that's probably a healthy way to think on the whole. Certainly better than not being able to get on with your life because of all the what-ifs. Life is full of swords of Damocles, the big ones that affect us all and the small little personal secret ones that keep us up at night. So maybe it's good to remember that despite all the horrific things that would happen if the SS Richard Montgomery went boom in 27,994 days, it hasn't. So you probably don't need to spend too much time being scared of it. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please do subscribe to this channel and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and share this video with anyone that you think might enjoy it. All my videos are made possible by my backers over at Patreon, so a big thank you to all of them. If you'd like to check that out and find out the exclusive content you can get if you sign up, there's a link below this video. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.